Yo, 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 it's Big Ant, man. We back. Another edition of Urban Politicians TV, UPTV. Make sure you stay on your pivot at all times, man. Had to come tap in real quick. R. Kelly sentenced to 30 years, man. We gonna tap in on it. I'm gonna read y'all the whole breakdown on the courtroom and everything in just a second. But right now, they outside the courtroom. This the after press conference. His defense team, his attorney. She's speaking to the press right now. So we're going to watch this for a little bit, see what they got to say. Then I'm going to come back in and tap in, man. 1,000. We're going to get it. Let's go. I don't know how long they've been out there, but it's been going on for a
will lay out that the enterprise that was charged, as you will see if you've read my post-trial motions, which you probably have not, our position is this was not a RICO or racketeering act.
What's good? We're going to tap in on it for a second, man. We're going to get in here in a second.
Many years ago, and the government simply
shout out to everybody in the chat, my boy AC.
Around the statute of limitations to bring it in a RICO charge, which was inappropriate. So, I mean, all I can tell you is there was no enterprise. There was no enterprise. It was one man with allegations by a number of women, which doesn't make it an enterprise. And that is why he's not guilty of racketeering.
How many family members? You said he was remorseful. What did you mean by that? You said he didn't have to confess, but that he was remorseful.
I said he has regrets and he is sad. Nobody wants to hear what he heard today. He's a human being. He feels what other people are feeling.
Shout out to Lucifer Red Zinger. Appreciate the donation, man.
Responsibility in the way that the government would like him to, and the way other people would like him to, because he disagrees. He is not. He disagrees.
His defense is speaking right now.
That doesn't mean he's not.
I'm gonna tap in as soon as this is over. After they done questioning her.
His abuser here today. He said that his sister abused him as he was a kid. He had 4 people here today.
Yes, he has a number of friends here today. No, his sister is not here today. He's been estranged from her for quite some time. He has 2 brothers who are fully in support of him, who were also victims of sexual abuse in his household. So they are here in spirit, although not here personally. So no. And
what do you say to people who say he's a predator?
Have you had the opportunity to speak to him?
Yes, I speak to Joy regularly, and Joy is just fine. She is sad, but she told him, and she sent me a text message telling him to pray and put it in God's hands, and she loves him, and they're going to get through this. That's what she had to say to him.
Is he a predator?
No, he's not a predator.
We're going to tap in as soon as this is over. For everybody just coming in, he was sentenced to 30 years. 30 years.
We just went over some of the...
I'm going to break down the whole little court little thing. They got the little timeline on New York Times, so I'll read that in just a second.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
That was his defense team.
Hi, everybody. The U.S. Attorney is going to come out now. I'll give you their names. There's going to be 2 speakers. They're not going to take any questions because of the appeal. So we're going to hear first.
They are going to file an appeal.
The Eastern District of New York, Breon Peace, Breon. Last name is Peace, Peace. Okay, and then he's going to be followed by Steve Francis, Francis. I'm sorry, what's his first name? Steve, Executive Associate Director, United States Homeland Security. Correct. Department of Homeland Security. He'll be the second speaker. Okay, so first the U.S. Attorney Breon Peace, then Steve Francis, Homeland Security. Okay.
How long is your speak for?
I think the 2 of them will be done in 5 minutes, 6 minutes, something like that. I don't think so. I'm not aware of the victims coming out. Any victims coming out here to speak.
Gloria, Allred.
R. Kelly sentenced to 30
Okay, so
years.
just stand by. They're in the lobby. I'm going to come out and get them now.
Thank you so much. We're ready.
Okay, so I'll pause this for a second. The U.S. attorney is about to come in and speak. The U.S. attorney, they can't take questions because of the appeal situation, but they're going to come out and give statements in just a second. They're going to walk from outside the courtroom. He was sentenced to 30 years. They are planning an appeal. They were expected to get at least 25 years from what his defense team says when she came out and spoke. So it didn't come as much as a shocker today and everything like that. But he has been sentenced to 30 years. The U.S. attorney is about to come out and speak. Once they done, I'm going to go through and read through everything that went on in court today, man. His defense is saying on even on the side, I guess what they're going to go for in the appeal, that how is this trafficking charges when this is only one man being accused? And, one man being accused of doing these things, why is it considered trafficking? Why are they considering it trafficking? I'm not going to lie to y'all. I didn't keep up with this case. I didn't watch everything going on, but I'm about to put it back on so you can hear the U.S. attorney speak. This is a federal case also, y'all. This is federal.
Moments ago, R. Kelly was sentenced to 30 years in prison. This is a significant outcome for all victims of R. Kelly, and especially for the survivors who so bravely testified about the horrific and sadistic abuse they endured. R. Kelly is a predator, and as a result of our prosecution, he'll serve a long jail sentence for his crimes. With the aid of his fame, his money, and most importantly, his inner circle, R. Kelly preyed upon children and young women for his own sexual gratification for decades. He used coercive control, exemplified by a pattern of isolation, rules, dependence, threats, intimidation tactics, physical abuse, and at least once the presence of a gun, to force victims, including minors, to engage in sexual activity with him and others, and to become unwilling participants in the pornographic films he wrote, produced, and directed. He continued committing his crimes for almost 30 years and avoided punishment until today. Today, the sentence shows that the witnesses reclaim control over their lives and over their futures. These are voices of mostly Black and brown women and children that were heard and believed, and for whom justice was finally achieved. This is a victory for them, for justice, and for future survivors of sexual assault. Victims of sexual violence must be heard, perpetrators must be held accountable, and our women and children must be protected. I hope this sentencing serves as its own testimony that it doesn't matter how powerful, rich, or famous your abuser may be, or how small they may make you feel, justice only hears the truth. I want to say that this case would not have been possible without the outstanding work, dedication, and skill of the prosecution team, Assistant United States Attorneys.
We'll tap in after this, y'all. We'll have some people call up or whatever. As soon as this is over, we'll tap in.
Keith Kolovich and former paralegal specialist Kira Wimpton and Alyssa Fagel. Their dedication to the truth and justice was truly extraordinary. I want to commend and thank the special agents who handled this case for their outstanding work, Ryan Chabot and Sylvette Reynoso of the Department of Homeland Security Investigations, under the supervision of Supervisory Special Agents Elvin Hernandez and Patrick Gill. They and detectives from the New York City Police Department painstakingly went through the documents, the records, and interviews to collect and verify the facts that became the foundation for this strong case. And finally, and I want to emphasize this, I want to say a special thank you to the brave survivors, those who came forward and all who endured. It is thanks to you that we were able to deliver justice today. I'll now call up HSI's Executive Associate Director, Steve Francis, for remarks.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Steve Francis, the Executive Associate Director for Homeland Security Investigations, HSI. Robert Kelly once said, if you're going to tell your life story, you got to be honest or don't do it. Over the course of this HSI-led multi-year investigation and 6-week trial, a jury of Mr. Kelly's peers confirmed what these courageous
Sentenced to 30 years for the people who just coming in.
Mr. Kelly is not an honest person. This man is a prolific serial predator who utilized his status as a Grammy Award-winning household name with global recognition to inflict pain and anguish on so many victims. Despite numerous reports of his destructive abuse over the years, the brazen acts of intimidation against his accusers kept him shielded from prosecution until HSI, the U.S. Attorney's Office from the Eastern District of New York, and these incredible prosecutors and NYPD initiated an investigation into his criminal organization. Today's sentence is a victory that belongs to the brave victims who came forward. Despite intense public scrutiny, despite social media slander, despite threats to their own health and safety, and despite being asked to relive the pain of some of the most traumatic days in their lives, they told their stories and they made their voices heard. Today's sentencing sends a clear message that no amount of money or fame is enough to evade justice. And the money, power, and fame will not buy you immunity in the United States. And the United States government will hold you accountable for any atrocities you commit. Mr. Kelly led a criminal enterprise with
Shout
his
out to
entourage
Lucifer Red
prey
Singer. Appreciate
on
the
the young and
donation,
vulnerable.
man. I'm going to tap
By
in with
dangling
everybody
promises
once
of
this
fame,
press conference
fortune,
is over.
and stardom. By the time his victims saw through the empty promises, it was too late. Mr. Kelly attempted to silence these victims through bribery, intimidation, blackmail, and physical violence. He once saying that sometimes the silence can be so loud. Thankfully, these brave victims and true survivors will be heard forever, while Mr. R. Kelly will be left alone in a jail cell in silence for many, many years to come. It is comforting to now know that not only the loud noise he will hear every day is his prison cell door slamming shut behind him.
Damn.
No matter how many hit songs he may have released, his legacy will not be remembered by that of his voice, but by the voices of the brave women and men who came forward to reveal to the world the monster that R. Kelly truly is. Mr. Kelly underestimated the bravery and resilience of those he once preyed upon when they were young and vulnerable. These victims are the unsung heroes today. Today is about them. Today is their day. Today is their victory. Thank you.
What took you so long, sir? Why did you fail victims for decades, sir?
Thank you, everybody.
Any comments on the threats the prosecutors face?
They said they wasn't going to take any questions because of the appeal that R. Kelly and his team are filing.
We're all set up here.
Yeah, that nigga did say what took y'all so long. Okay, we got one more speaker. We gonna tap in for sure. I'm here. We gonna get through there. Who is this speaker?
This for your desk.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
Trying to see who this is who's gonna speak. Shout out to everybody here, man. Everybody that's in the chat, man. We gonna go down through there as soon as this.
Today, I'm attorney Gloria Allred, and today R. Kelly was sentenced to prison for his many crimes against underage girls. And R. Kelly used the power of his celebrity and his music business to lure and to manipulate and to isolate and to denigrate many young girls. He was a skilled sexual predator who preyed on his victims, and after grooming them, he inflicted significant emotional and sometimes physical harm on them, which in some cases will continue to hurt them for the rest of their lives. Much of the pain that they suffered because of him was evident as the victims read their victim impact statements today in court. They wanted the court to understand their pain and for the defendant to hear the harm that they've suffered as a result of the pain that he has inflicted on them. Although he had what he may have thought was a perfect scheme to sexually victimize his young victims, he underestimated their courage to fight back and assist law enforcement in making him accountable in a court of law. All of my clients, who were, by the way, the majority of the victims who testified in this case, were very courageous as they testified and were cross-examined and or spoke to law enforcement or testified before a grand jury to assist in the prosecution of R. Kelly. Together, they were able to fight his power by becoming empowered young women themselves, who refused to be intimidated by him and his enablers. I am proud of all of them. And there are many sacrifices made in order to bring R. Kelly finally to the bar of justice. They have succeeded in making R. Kelly suffer the consequences of his criminal acts. In addition,
This shit
they
is
are
crazy,
relieved
bro.
that he has been sent to prison
This is
for
crazy.
approximately 30 years because while he is in custody, he will not be able to continue to sexually victimize any other underage girls. And protecting other girls has been a major goal of theirs. And now I would like to introduce some of the brave clients of mine who have spoken to law enforcement and have provided very important information in this case. I'm going to let them give their names themselves if they wish to provide them.
Hello, everyone. My name is Lizette Martinez. And I just want to thank Gloria. I want to thank the prosecutors. I want to thank the judge. Today was a very special but hard day for us. I personally, this happened to me a long time ago. I was 17. I'm 45 today. I never thought that I would be here to see him be held accountable for the atrocious things that he did to children. I don't know what else to say except that I'm grateful. I'm grateful for today. And I'm grateful that Robert Sylvester Kelly is away and will stay away and will not be able to harm anyone else. Thank you.
Was that what did he do to your life?
He ruined it.
Tell us how.
I was an up-and-coming singer. I was a girl full of life, very innocent but very driven, and preyed upon basically at the mall in Aventura, Florida, and promised just a mentorship and quickly turned into, I would just say, a sex slave.
Talk about the family. Is 30 years enough? Do you think 10 is enough?
I personally don't think it's enough, but I'm pleased with it. It's fine. No comment.
Okay.
Thank you for your bravery. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I am Jovante. My name is Jovante. I started this journey 30 years ago. I was 14 years old when I encountered Robert Sylvester Kelly. There wasn't a day in my life up until this moment that I actually believed that the judicial system would come through for Black and brown girls. I stand here very proud of my judicial system, very proud of my fellow survivors, and very pleased with the outcome. 30
He
years.
still has other charges too. Other cases are pending.
I thank the prosecution. I thank my attorney, Gloria, Allred, and I thank all of you all that have stood in support of us for so long.
Why did it take the police so long? Why did it take the police so long? Were you frustrated? It took so long for you to get justice?
I can't speak to why it takes anyone the amount of time that it takes, but they've done their homework. They've presented
Lucifer
their case.
Ratzinger said most of those so-called victims selling WAP on the list crawler OnlyFans. I seen one or two of them on Bissonnet. All right, bro, we gonna try to keep it serious. I gotta read your shit since you donated, but still, bro, it's a serious thing, man. Appreciate the donation,
they
though.
were not listening for detail.
How did this affect your life?
Being in a situation as such affords you the ability to be re-victimized over and over again in different areas of your life. when you are taught to be quiet and to keep silent about things that should be spoken about openly, you find yourself reclused, and that often affords people the ability to manipulate you. I'm sorry, sir, I didn't hear you over.
I'm sorry. Who forced you to say when you're supposed to be quiet?
Society. Society. When people are telling you that you're not telling the truth and there's no support for you.
Devontae, did you cry? You heard the 30 years. Did you cry?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
How do you feel now? How do you feel now?
Overwhelmed.
Johnny, how do you spell your name?
1 second.
Can you spell your first name first, Devontae? Gloria, you know from the
There are some others I think picked out.
Gloria, can you spell Devontae's first name?
Okay,
Gloria,
that's
can you
it.
get the spelling of Devontae's first name?
J-O-V as in Victor.
I think that's the last victim that's gonna speak. We'll see what else they gonna say. 2 victims just spoke.
It's been a long journey to justice. But they've all
R.
been
Kelly
very,
still
very
got other charges he facing, I think, in Illinois, if I'm not mistaken, in Illinois. So he still
justice
got to
today.
go through this process again.
Thank you.
So I want to be clear. I would like to see all of this evidence. I haven't seen the evidence, but I know R. Kelly is a sick nigga, bro. R. Kelly is a sick nigga. We know this, bro. I was a teenager. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it 1,000. I looked at the tape with the underage girl as a teenager. They say that girl on R. Kelly's sex tape, I was like a kid. Like, you know, that was when tapes was in style and shit. I want to see the evidence, though, to see the level that this thing went to. I think that's it. Let me put R. Kelly on the screen. I will read some of the court case, and then I'll let some people come in. Oh, he was weird in school? All right, so let me read this. Hold on. I was a young nigga, bro. I don't know how old I was. I was in like middle or high school when that R. Kelly sex tape was going around. After that, and then it is confirmed that he was in his 20s dating a 15-year-old Aaliyah and got married to her. This nigga has a problem, a sick problem. Hey, see, so he was selling copies. Damn. So, all right, we'll mute this. I didn't want to miss nothing. Let me see if they're gonna go back to the podium. I don't think nobody's gonna come back to the podium.
Yeah.
This is a live stream.
Hey, one of the bloggers just got arrested. Okay, twice. He was here the time of the hearing of the trial. He got arrested for sexual assault, harassment, I think it was. Got out, then went back. After R. Kelly got convicted, decided to want to talk about he's storming the building to kill these people. And anybody that wants to come along with me, come on. And whoever don't, stay over there. Ridiculous. I'm glad I came here today to come out and stand for these girls because nobody else did.
What's your name? Man, what's your name?
No, I came out to stand up for murderers who were children who was assaulted.
She getting real.
Assaulted by a parent. You know
Keep the camera rolling, nigga.
They got it. You're talking. They have a manufactured tape. No, they don't. No, honey, no. You are so media wet when it ain't funny, honey. You are so media wet when it ain't funny. Your life has been very observant. Your life is videos, pictures.
They beefing over this shit. This is crazy. All right. So people want to know how I feel about this. Hold on just a second. I don't want to miss no action, man. Y'all, let me ask y'all want to just see what's going to happen on this live, or y'all want to hear what I got to say? I'm going to let some people come up. I want some people to come up and speak, too. A few people, y'all can come up and speak. I'm going to say, what y'all want me to do, bro? Y'all want to let this run? See what else we going to see on here? Y'all want me to speak?
Take it easy.
Okay, it's ended. All right. So, let me share a different screen. Hold on. Let me cut this shit off on the YouTube side. I gotta get more swifter with this shit. Hold on real quick. Let me put this other screen up. Now, this is the write-up on R. Kelly. This is the write-up on it. What we just watched, that was outside the courtroom and everything. But this is the official documents, and then I'm going to speak on it. I'm going to read it right here. It's coming from New York Times. They had people on the scene and everything. They was breaking it down all day. It says R. Kelly. Okay, nah, this was earlier today. I got to get to the update. Update this shit. Update. 55. R. Kelly's the same age as like I think my T lady like 57. So R. Kelly, the former R&B singer who had long escaped criminal penalties despite decades of sexual misconduct allegations, was sentenced to 30 years in prison Wednesday for racketeering and other crimes. The sentencing in Brooklyn marks the culmination of stunning downfall of Mr. Kelly, 55, from a superstar hitmaker who was known as the king of R&B to a shunned artist whose musical legacy has become intractable from his abuses. Let me go into it. So today they had some people speak. They took a recess. Some victims did speak today. For 6 weeks in August and September last year, 45 witnesses took the stand in Brooklyn. Many testified that singer R. Kelly had been abusive.
Hello, Discover Card here
toxic.
to explain our cashback match.
What the fuck?
We match all of the cashback you earn at the end of your first year automatically.
Fuck, I cut that shit
It's
off.
that simple. Discover, exceptionally common sense.
Damn, I ain't
Learn
even
more
said
at
it, y'all. My bad,
discover.com/match. Limitations apply.
What the?
Street TV. I'm Alex Alonso, and I'm in downtown Los Angeles.
My bad, y'all. My bad. I'm fucking up. My bad. I'm fucking up. Too much shit going on. Fuck. Hold on, man. My bad. Here we go. So Lizette Martinez, who was featured in the documentary serving R. Kelly, was the third person to give a witness statement accompanied by her attorney, Gloria Allred. January 1995 eventually changed me forever. That's when he went after her. She was 17 from her claims. She said she's 45 now. She struggles with mental health. All right, so let's be clear here. I'm one of the people that's always gonna try to be fair with everything, bro. That's just who a nigga is. But in R. Kelly case, dog was talking to Aaliyah, dealt with Aaliyah, married Aaliyah. The girl was underage. That's known. We then come back and we have this tape that a majority of the people from that era saw. People from that era saw that tape. So now let's put it into play, bro. He was 20, rocking with 15-year-olds. It's gonna catch up to you in some form or fashion. Do they have what they need to convict him of the case? Yes. But I haven't seen the evidence against him to prove what level he took it to. But we do know that this guy pretty much admits without admitting that he's a predator, because it comes up time and time again about, him actually being molested as a child himself. Like when these questions get asked, he never answers the questions directly. We all saw the Torre interview where he was like, "Hey man, do you like underage girls, Robert?" What did that nigga say, bro? That nigga said, hey man. What that nigga said? When he said, do you like young girls? They said, do you like young girls? This nigga was facing serious allegations and time. They asked this nigga, do you like young girls, Robert? That nigga response was, how young are we talking about? No, my nigga. You don't answer like that. Going through this shit, who does that? R. Kelly does. He got a problem, bro. He got a problem. So, also, two of his people on his team were actually convicted in what I think they pled guilty or whatever they had to do. They were interviewing. They were trying to convince the girls and pay the girls to change their statements. The phone was tapped by the feds. I don't know how more stupider you can be. The phones were tapped by the feds. So they're on the phone. People from his team were on the phone trying to convince these girls to change their statements, man. Yeah. But we know these type of things go on, bro, for money. People will hang around you and help you and know you doing fucked up shit. Know you foul. Just for the money, bro. Just because they don't want to work. Sentence to 30, they will appeal this. Does anybody want to call in, man? Does anybody want to speak on this? Like I said, it's one of them situations, bro. It is what it is, nigga. You did that sick shit. We ain't never co-signing no child molesters. Niggas that fuck with kids, you over. Ain't got no respect for you. Never gonna have respect for you. None of that. Okay, Nefa, I'm gonna drop the link. Shout out to the chat, man. I know I ain't been going live as much lately. I be getting burnt out for some reason, man. I want to get all these interviews out. It's like, damn, bro, I got to get these interviews out. I got to cover this news. And then I'll be like, man, I'll be wanting to go live. Then I'll be having shit going on. But join the link, Nefa. Come tap in real quick. You might be on that road. I don't know if you're on the road at work or what. Hope you having a nice day. Hey, shout out to everybody at work right now, man. Everybody that said work, tap it in, hit that like button. If you ain't hit that like button, if you at the J, if you at work, tap it in, hit that like button. R. Kelly sentenced to 30. Dog say he at the bar. Nigga, you at the bar at this early in the daytime? Shout out to Smoke 60 Smoke for shit shows. I fuck with who fuck with me, man. Man, why they got you on the stream small? Hold on. What the hell?
Hey, Big Ant. Can you hear me?
Some reason, Nifa, they trying not to let you get on this motherfucker. Something is going on with StreamYard. There you go. I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
I can't hear you. Can y'all hear? She should not be muted. Might be something wrong with this.
Maybe it's where I'm
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
I need y'all in the chat, man. For sure. Tyson Garcia, my guy. Dang, y'all can hear? Why the fuck I can't hear? Hold on. That's me then. Let me see what's going on. Talk, Nifa.
Yes, can you hear me, Big Ant?
Why I can't hear her, bro? What
you can't hear me at all?
I should be able to hear her. This is insane, bro.
I'll come back on.
Why can't I hear her?
I'll get off and come back on.
Nifa, I cannot hear you. I want you to... Nifa, I'm going to drop another link. Try to come back in. On
okay,
another link. Grab the next link.
Okay.
I'm going to drop it right now. See, something is terribly wrong, y'all. Let me see if I can refresh this motherfucker.